Good news to you and welcome to another episode of the Good News Music Talk Show. First of all, I honour my man of God, Prophet You Bet Angel. I'm Charlie, and today I am joined with Janine Davis, an amazing Good News artist.
Thank you so much.
Good to see you, good to have you here.
You too, good to see you.
And you've got one of the best voices I've ever heard, by the way.
God bless you.
I hear it every Sunday, it's amazing.
Thank God.
So we want to delve into a bit of behind your journey, your musical journey.
Yeah.
From when you were younger, maybe if there was something on your family side that influence. So how has it been on your musical journey?
Well, before I go into that, I want to honour my man of God, Prophet You Bet Angel,
Amen.
because it's for him why I'm here doing what I'm doing in the first place. But yeah, I mean, I think growing up, I was very much into music from very young. I used to listen to like Mahalia Jackson and, you know, like old school, very old schools, Clark Sisters. I don't know if you've heard of them, but they was just old school. And we'd go to church, come home from church, and they would be playing constantly in the background. And you know, the Aretha Franklins, and it's just the old school, right? It's the old school. Yeah. So I think definitely music was always around my life, you know, from a child. And I remember having a little keyboard, you know, them little toy ones, and just playing it, and just whatever song I could remember, I would play it, and I could play it by ear. I didn't know the keys or the notes or anything, but I could play it.
So just by sound, you
just
would
by
be able
sound,
to play.
so I could just do it like that. And I remember writing a song when I was about 6 or 7, something like that, 7 or 8 maybe.
That's earlier.
Yeah, and just writing a song about God. And I definitely used to have from a child, I used to love to pray. Mm-hmm. And, you know, we used to have this kind of rule of we'd go in our rooms at 6. So everyone would go in their room, and I'd go in my room and pray, and I'd be in there for an hour with the blanket over my head. I don't know why, I just did it. And I think worship and music and just a relationship with knowing that there was this God, it really kind of schooled me, you know, as a child growing up. So definitely my mum, she sang in the team as well, the worship team. Yeah. And my mum, she's got an amazing voice. Throughout, I suppose, just, it's always been around my life. Always been around my life. I'll tell you a funny story. When I was about 12, so I used to be the youth president at church.
Wow,
and, you know, stuff like that, like vice president and stuff. And I remember I loved music so much, I wanted to listen to music. And back in those days, old school church, you didn't listen to anything other than Clark Sisters or, you know, them really old school songs, hymns, right? And
vintage ones.
Yeah, and I wanted to have a party, and I wanted to, you know, like I just wanted to listen to music, and I wasn't allowed. And I remember saying to my mum, I want to hear other music. She's like, no, we don't listen to other music in this house, isn't that how we do it? And I'm like, do I have to not be a Christian in order to do it? It was that powerful in my life. Music was so powerful, and, you know, it influenced everything that I did. I love to dance, and, you know, it's just always been around me. And I think just the background of church was definitely huge in my life, just growing up in a household where we went to church. So that was definitely my journey, I would say.
Wow, that's so amazing to hear that, because where you're saying the music's influencing you, like in everything that you're doing, like you had the passion for it so much. Yeah. Even with, like you're saying, with dancing, everything you wanted to be involved with music.
Absolutely.
It's the same for me, like it's a powerful thing, and music is such a powerful thing, so it's interesting to hear that your journey through it started at such a young age, and obviously now doing what you're doing in the church and being one of the lead singers, and with such an amazing voice. It's just amazing to see. And on top of that, this year, obviously, 2 new singles. Yes. In this year of 2023.
Absolutely.
The year of heaven on earth.
Exactly.
So 2 new singles, it's amazing. So you have Everything.
Yes.
And then Fired.
Yeah.
So the process, now I'm very interested in the process of writing songs. So when you're writing that, how can you explain to how the process of writing them songs came around?
It's really the inspiration from certain messages that just inspired me at the time. And I think just having that inspiration and being so connected to those messages really gave me those words that it resonated with me. So Mum always says, when you hear something, you hear it twice. Yeah. So we hear it where, you know, at church or through our man of God, and then we go home and we resonate on those words, right? Yeah. And in that moment where I'm then inspired, because it now connects to me, it's personal.
It sinks
so
in.
Exactly. So now I can really write from a real place, you know? Yeah. So like Everything was really just about that God is just everything. You know, if I don't have him, I feel like I can't breathe. If I'm not connected to him in some way, I don't feel like I function well. He is my everything. So without him, there is nothing. you know, and I'm honoured to be able to be saved in this time and be in the house of God during this time, you know, in these days that we're in. Some people struggle with just knowing that God is real.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean?
It's true, it's true.
It's, to me, it's an honour to even be able to say, I know he is, you know?
Yeah.
And that's the inspiration. It's those messages. Just now, what do they mean to me? And then translating that into words. I could always write songs from a young child. You know, I wrote songs, so many songs that I just did nothing with from I was really little, and rhyming or putting words together and hearing melodies.
Yeah.
So if I start to, sometimes a melody would just come, I can hear like a kind of a beat, you know? And then I'd get some words.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, or sometimes it's just the words and then I can kind of put something to it.
So impulsively it would just come?
Yeah, exactly. So while I'm resonating on something that means a lot to me, sometimes during prayer, you know? I'm praying and then I start to kind of maybe sing during prayer.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I'd get something and then all of a sudden there's just these words just, you know, come from having resonated on the thing that ministered to me in the first place, you know?
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's a blessing.
So
man.
that is a blessing. And imagine that, like you're saying, with the music now in these days, how it's such a big influence, especially with youth and stuff like that. You. And then you're turning it around and you're putting it in a positive way.
That's it.
Which is such an amazing thing.
Yeah,
because it has a grip on people, isn't it?
Absolutely. And that's the thing I always say to people, whether you believe God is real or not, right? These words that we're singing are real and they're positive.
Yeah.
This is the sort of songs you want your children to sing.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Exactly.
You don't want half of the songs that's out there, 90% of the songs that's out there, you don't want your child singing. I personally don't want my child
when
singing.
you really delve into what they're saying.
Yeah, the words, you know, because words are powerful.
Yeah, they are.
You know, and they have an effect, and people don't realise how powerful music is.
Yeah.
And the influence that it does have on you.
100%.
You know, I remember years ago, you know, just growing up in an area that wasn't necessarily favourable. And I used to hear, you know, guys saying that when they want to go out and do stuff, they would listen to certain music.
Yeah,
right?
I did the same thing.
Right. They'd listen to certain music or they'd watch certain films like Scarface and, you know, these big, you know, gangster films when they knew they were going to go out and do something. And they'd have the music hype in the car, you know, on the way to doing what they wanted to do because music is that powerful.
Yeah, imagine.
Or even like when I would go parties and things, certain music you put on, you see the change in the environment.
Yeah.
If it's slow music, all of a sudden everyone's getting a bit more romantic. And, you know, if you put hype music on, everyone's hyping up. So music is more than just, you know, just something I listen to. You know, music is very powerful.
Wow.
And I'm honoured to be able to use such powerful words and turn it into a song. It's just an honour to be able to do that.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Absolutely.
Amazing to be able to turn it around and do it in a positive light, especially like you say, in these times. And obviously, like, apart from your music, like with business and stuff like that, how has that been influenced, like, on your journey through doing your music and other things and getting ideas here? How has it impacted, like, family life, business? If you could...
Yeah, do you know what? Where much is given, much is required, right? So the more you do, the more structured and organised you have to be. Because if you're not, it's not going to work. So definitely it's been almost like part of me that I suppose I haven't used for so long that I was able to tap into. So it's mine, it's a blessing, it's my gift, you know, something that I have it's mine. So that's been, it's special, very, very nice like that I share with the world, right? That's how I feel. But definitely in terms of business and work, everything just has to be a lot more streamlined. You know, I love property, there's loads of things that I love to do, and I have a knowledge about or understanding of, and I tap into in all different things. Work-wise, you know, I manage certain projects, which is a big part of what I do. But definitely learning to manage all of it with home, family, husband, all the rest of it, you have to be so much more structured. Honestly. Otherwise, you just don't find the time to do those things, or you don't make the time to do it because everything else can just swamp. So you have to be really focused and disciplined in what you're doing, because if you're not...
Yeah, because the time can slip, what you could say, right, I'm going to do that.
Because, these 2 songs came about within 2 months.
Wow.
Yeah, literally. I did the first one, I think it was like February, the beginning of the year, recorded it, and then by 2 weeks after the studio, the other song came to me. I was driving and it just came, and I literally recorded it. You know, my director, she's always like, you know, have something that you can record on, because songs will just come randomly and, you know, you'll forget. So I was always, you know, just aware of that. And literally the second song I think I recorded in the March or the April. So that's how quick it was. And during that time, it was a good space that I had. You know, it wasn't so packed. I had some time to do it. So yeah, but that's it. To me, you know, anything you're doing, any additional thing that you add to your life, you've just got to be a lot more structured. You can't, you know, you just can't. You can't be undisciplined about what you're doing. You just have to be focused.
That's facts.
You know,
100%.
absolutely. So that's been a stretch. It stretches you. You know, when you start to tap into something else that you're not using or you haven't done for a while, it really stretches you, and it requires you to go deeper into the things, you know, of God, I would say, because that's my life. You know, I can't even say anything outside of that. It challenges you and it stretches you, and you have to be more.
Yeah.
You have to be more, and if you're not, you won't continue, you know, and I'm not going to be a one-hit wonder in that regard.
Definitely.
Right? Whatever God gives me, I want to be able to develop it and use it, you know, for His glory. So, you know, I am working on my album.
Wow, okay.
So there's a lot more to come.
That's exciting news.
Yeah, there's a lot more to come.
I didn't know that one.
There's a lot more to come. Yeah, I won't stop, you know. I remember the story of the talents, you know, when you're given something, it's for you to develop it and grow with it, you know, and do something with it, not just do a little thing and then bury it and leave it. No, if God is using you this way, it's important to keep going. And
it will continue to elevate.
Amen.
Well, that's amazing. And it's amazing to hear the process, how you do these things. So such insight. I love to hear the process of how you write your songs, how you manage, how you do this and do that, because it's, obviously, I know songwriting's a long time. So thank you so much for sharing that information. Thank you for being here on the Good News Music Talk Show.
Thank you for having me.
It's been amazing. I've been Charlie. We've been here with the Good News Music Talk Show. If you haven't heard of any Janine Davis' songs, then please go and listen on all the social medias, on YouTube or Spotify, Apple Music. It's all there. So please go and listen. Be ready for the next episode of the Good News Music Talk Show. We are not out of good news, we're just out of time. Good news to you.
Someone from a did you die? Jesus got me looking so fly. Heaven on earth is the life. Everything sweet, gone, give me a high five. That's the kind of life that I like. Feeling alright, feeling all might. Praise the all might, yeah, praise the all might. It's just so you're my love. You ain't the same as